Methods. So as part of last class, we discussed about variables, right?
Yes.
Like,
Can you give me 1 minute, please?
yeah, sure. So as part of last class, we discussed about uh, how to declare a variable and how to assign the value. Correct?
Yes.
But today, what we will do, we will start a different topic called methods. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, let me
Mhm.
start methods, and we will start objects, constructor. Slowly, we will start one by one. Okay, let me create
Mhm.
another class. Okay, this is our last example, like a data type example. Okay, now today what I will do, I'm going to create one more project called methods.
So I do have one quick question. So
Yeah.
most of the time in testing environment,
Mm-hmm.
we'll be using integer and double, right? I
Yes.
mean, sometimes. Okay.
Integer,
So
double,
the
string, and there are some other data types also is there. I will tell you slowly one by one. Whenever
oh, okay,
we have a
got it,
requirement,
got
like
it.
we have an
So,
array. Also, we will tell you
uh-huh.
slowly one by one.
Yeah, just I want to say one more thing. The challenge I get usually during the interview. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know enough steps to run the automation testings with Selenium. You know, it's okay, but as soon as I see like robust code in Java, it kinds of give me a panic attack.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I
That's
don't
what.
feel about Java that much. Like loop and all those stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they ask me like, Java, code Java. I say yes, I do know code Java.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ask any question from Selenium. I don't know why, but they
Yeah, yeah.
ask most of the question
Selenium means
from Java. Like,
indirectly. Selenium means indirectly you had to write core Java only.
yeah, sometimes they ask me what do you know about abstraction, polymorphism, interface,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
conceptualization. Then I just mumble and stutter because we don't study those
Yes,
things in
yes,
depth, but we know enough Java. I mean, enough Selenium to work on whatever I'm giving interviews.
yes.
That's the challenges I
Yeah,
get.
we
Yeah.
will start slowly one by one. Like what is abstraction, overloading,
Yes.
overriding, encapsulation,
Yes.
interface, object, method, class. So we'll start all those things slowly one by one. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Now we will start methods. Let me write a simple Java project. So how to write a new project file, a new Java project. So then here you can give like a
Yes.
method demo. So this is our project name and finish it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now expand it. So we have a src and bin. Inside src, all your Java
Yes.
files will be there. Inside your bin, dot class files will be generated. Okay. Okay, now inside
Yes.
src, I am going to write one more class called. So right click on src and new, and if you see here class, you can select here. If you're not able to see class here, then you go to other
Yes.
and type
Yes.
here class. So then you will get the class on the top or the first list. Then you select that one,
Uh-huh.
next, and you can give your class name.
Yes.
Method example. And so every time we are writing public static void main, right?
Yes.
So if you want public static void main, you give the class name, and if you see here there is a checkbox public static void
Yes.
main. So just select this checkbox and click on
Mm-hmm.
finish it. So it will generate everything. So it will generate your class and it will generate the default
Yes.
method. So you no need to type.
Yes.
and this is a comment. Basically comment will start with two double slash. So if you want, you can write some information which is useful for the other people to read your program. Okay, so I'm deleting the comment now. So just now we discussed, right? We are going to see some examples of method, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now if you see here, right, public static void main, this is a method actually.
Yes.
Okay,
Method.
method means, if you see, so this is a method. Okay, let me write a simple example. Integer add integer a comma integer b,
Mm-hmm.
and integer c equal to a plus b, return c. So this is
Mm.
an example of a method whatever I have written. Okay, see, method means, so this is a method name. What is the method name here? Add. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
method, it will take two arguments. Okay, make it simple, just don't take anything. Display name void. As part of first example, we will write very simple one. So to display something in the console, what we are doing, system dot out dot println, correct?
Yes.
So instead of that one, instead of typing system dot out dot println, sys
Mm-hmm.
SYSO and control space bar.
Control space. Yes.
SYSO and control space bar. Did you see here? Control space. Control plus space.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will get this one. Select the first one and just press enter. And here you can type. So this is an example of method. Method means you will see one name, correct?
Yes.
So this is
Mm-hmm.
method name, and so this is your arguments. If at all, if you want to give some inputs to your method, you can give here. For currently, we are not giving any inputs, just a method name, open bracket, close bracket, and flower bracket. Okay, inside the
Okay.
method you can write whatever you want.
Okay.
So
Got
for
it.
time being, just to make it simple, just we are displaying a name.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you write method,
Mhm.
it's not necessary that I have to write public all the time, right? I
Yes,
can
yes.
start with void.
Yes, public. We will see slowly one by one. For time being, you
Oh,
can ignore public. Okay.
okay, okay, got
Method
it.
name and open bracket, close bracket, and inside the
Method.
method name you can write whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So this is clear, right? So this is a method name,
Clear.
and for time being there is no arguments, and we are not returning anything. Correct? If we are not returning any information, just make it void. Meaning we are not returning any number or any name or anything. Just we are displaying some information. Correct?
Correct. Yes.
So this is an example of a method. Okay, so if you see here, right, so this is a default method, correct? Main is a default method, and if you see here, void is there. Void means we are not returning anything, just we will print, we will do some operation, that's all. We will not return
Mm-hmm.
any results back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now our method is ready, correct?
Yes.
So now the program will start from here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So who will call this method then? What is the advantage of this method? So here I will write here sys o program will start from here, correct? So
Okay.
program will start from here. If I run this program, what I will get output?
Mm-hmm.
I will get only this line,
Program.
correct? Correct.
Yes.
Program will start from here. Okay, let me run.
Mm.
Okay, right click, run Java program. See, program will start from here, but we are not seeing these results. Did you see here? Hi, my name is John. Did you see these results? We are
No,
not
I
getting
don't
here.
see. My name is John.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the program will start executing from here till last line. But we are not, we are for in the main program, in the main method, we are displaying only this line, but nobody is using this method, correct? So to
Yes.
use this method or to call this method, what we have to do? We have to call this method from your main
Mm-hmm.
program, from your main method like this.
I see. Yeah.
So now I'm calling this method from default main method, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So but did you see there is an error?
Yes,
See,
under
yes.
six number line.
Line number 6, there is an error indication is there. So the error is here, right? If we see here, right here, public void means we are not returning any results back. So that's what we are writing void here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And if you see here, just before void, you will see one static.
Mm,
Okay,
yes.
so for time being you can ignore static. Okay, so this is a
Uh,
static method. So if at all, if you want to call any methods from the outside, so the methods
mm-hmm.
must be static. Now the error is gone, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So because this method is a of type static.
Mm-hmm. Can you repeat the last sentence one
Yeah,
more time,
so if,
please?
if there is no static here, you will see error, you
Uh-huh.
are not able to call this method, correct?
Okay. Yes.
So why? Because this method is of type static. If at all, if you want to call any methods which are lying outside of this method, which are lying outside of this method, so that methods must be
Static.
static. Then you can able to call the method. Now, if I ran it, how many results you will see? So how many outputs you will see?
Two.
Two. Okay, let me run it. So first one is program will start from here, and the next one is display name it is calling, and display name my name is John.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the example of method. So this is clear, right, so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now I am going to write one more method.
Uh-huh.
Public. Public you can ignore for time being. Static. In integer. Add. Add is my method name. Okay.
Okay.
And open bracket, close bracket. See, so here right now there is no arguments, correct? There is no
No
inputs.
argument.
So I want to give
Mm-hmm.
two inputs, integer a comma integer b. So these are the
Mm-hmm.
inputs for my methods. What I want to do with that inputs, I want to declare a
Mm-hmm.
variable called integer c equal to a plus b.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
what I am doing, what are the inputs user is giving? The two variables I'm adding it. I'm assigning to a variable called C of type
Mm-hmm.
integer. Finally, what I
Mm-hmm.
want to, I want to return the results back.
Okay.
So this method will do, it will take two numbers and it will add it and it will return the results back.
Mm-hmm.
So you got
Mm-hmm.
it right, this is the method. So we are returning here in integer, correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
because int C is a of type integer, correct?
Yes.
So that's what I'm mentioning here, integer.
Mm-hmm.
So this is clear, this example is clear?
This example is clear, but we are not assigning any values
Yes,
like
yes, correct, correct. Just we defined that method, but for time being, nobody is using this, nobody is calling this method, correct?
yes.
So here we are not calling it, right? So whenever we are calling this method, right? So how to call it? Add and open bracket, close bracket. So here we need to give the inputs, right? Two arguments we mentioned
Mm-hmm.
here. Integers of inputs of type integer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So two inputs we have to pass. See, it's separated by
Yeah.
comma, means this is one input and this is second input, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So now the first input is 10, comma
Mm-hmm.
20.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? These are the inputs. So what it is returning?
Mm-hmm. Int.
Int. So
Returning that.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
So integer sum equal to, correct?
Oh, okay, I see.
Now it's returning something. So I'm catching that value and I'm keeping it to my local variable, correct?
Yeah.
You got it right now? So what is the
Yes.
why we declared this one? Why? Because it's returning something. So someone need to catch that value and so that we can able to hold the value. Correct? We can
Okay.
hold the value for some time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you have a value here. If you want to display to the user, what you have to do?
This
This
out.
out, press enter, then can display
See.
sum is, correct? Sum is, you want to, I want
Mm-hmm.
to display this value, correct? So what you do,
Mm-hmm.
you add, you do the plus variable name.
Mm-hmm.
This is clear?
Yes.
So sum
So
is,
before
yeah,
equal sign, I can put any type of naming convention, right?
before equal, here,
Mm-hmm.
here you can
Yes.
give anything, you
Mm,
can give anything. It's a variable name, right? You can give anything.
uh-huh. Okay.
Correct. Person name we can give anything, right? There is no kind of a
Mm-hmm.
person name you can give John or XYZ PQZ. That is up to the people,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can give anything. So if it is a user
Mm-hmm.
defined name, you can give any name. There is no any condition. But in general, we
Mm-hmm.
need to give some meaningful name.
Mm-hmm.
Person name
So
will
we are calling those two methods inside of main default methods, right?
correct. Yes,
Did
yes.
I say it right? Okay.
Okay. I will come back in just a minute. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Just a second. Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So the difference between the first method and the second method is, the first method we are not returning anything, so that's what we are mentioning here, void. And as part of the second method, we are mentioning the return type is integer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's clear, right, these two examples?
Yes.
Okay, now let
Yes.
me run it and we will see the output.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are getting sum is, so variable value is 30,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
correct? Now
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so this is the a method example, method name and inputs and return type. And
Mm-hmm.
static is because, so this method is static, so to call any methods which is lying outside of this method, we need to make them static, then only you can able to call it, otherwise
Got it.
you are not able to call. So that is the main purpose of static. Now
Okay.
you know static, you know, and you know void, correct? These
Mm-hmm.
through these three, I mean, variables, you know, correct? Static, void, main, you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let me create one more example. Public, public, you can ignore. Get name. Say for instance, I want to return integer. So what we have to do? So there is a method. If you give customer ID, integer customer ID, it will
Mm-hmm.
return back corresponding customer name.
Okay.
Correct? You give the customer, my customer ID is 2345. Give me my name.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? So it will give
Okay.
back customer ID. Here maybe they will connect to database or something. For timing, we can ignore all those things. Just to make simple, we are returning back a person name is John.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? So user will
Yes.
give input as a customer ID and we are giving output as a John. Correct?
John.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of giving the output directly, so what I will do, if I will check if the user given input is customer ID equal to 10, then return John. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Else, so I'm going to return the name as a Lori. Correct?
Okay.
So here I need to check. Just I'm validating the input. So if user will provide the customer ID as a 10, the results
Mm-hmm.
is John. If user will provide something else, maybe 11 or 9 or something else, the username is
Mm-hmm.
Lori.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
this logic is clear, right?
This logic is clear. Yes.
So this is one of the example of method. Okay, now if at
Okay.
all if I want to call this get
So
name,
inside a method, we are seeing, I'm sorry to
yeah, yeah, fine, fine, yeah,
interrupt.
yeah.
Inside a method, we are seeing another, what do you call this? If
It's a simple
else
logic.
loop. No? Oh, logic. Oh,
So it's a kind of, this is business logic.
okay.
So
Oh,
what
I
is the
see. I
purpose of
see.
method? To write a some logic, to process the data.
To process the data.
To process the data or to write a business logic or to do some operation with the data,
Mhm.
to manipulate the data. So that is the main purpose of method.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, so this method is ready. If I want, if at all, if I want to call the method inside here, what I have to do here? So
Mm-hmm.
what this method is returning of type string, correct?
Yes.
So first how to call is get name and
Name.
it is taking inputs of type customer ID, correct?
Yes.
So I had to pass customer ID as 11 or 100, anything. You can
Oh,
pass, user can pass any input, right? You give the input, I will give the output, correct?
okay.
So you
Yes.
can give any input, I will give corresponding output. So what is the return type
Mm-hmm.
here? What we are returning back?
String.
String. So we
String.
need to hold it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
String name equal to.
Mm-hmm.
But still, did you see the error?
Yes.
So what is the error? Why it is lying? The error is coming because
Mm-hmm.
if you see here, so you cannot make a static reference from non-static method, correct?
Yes.
Because we have not kept here static,
Static.
correct? So let me
Yes.
keep this. Now the error is gone.
Okay.
So now we are giving the inputs and we are getting the output, and that output we are saving into the name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I want to display the output to the user. So sys
Mm-hmm.
o press enter.
Yes.
Name is, so I want to display the name
Name
like
is
this.
name.
Yes. Now let me run it. So what we will expect?
4 results.
4 results, correct?
Mm-hmm.
This output is clear.
Yes.
So we are
Mm-hmm.
giving 110. So first it will come to here. If it will check customer ID is equal to 10, it is true. If it is true, it will return John, correct? If it is false, then
Mm-hmm.
it will return
Mm-hmm.
Glory. So now what I will do, I will give the input as a 10. So what is the output we can expect here?
John.
Okay, now let me run it. This is correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we can able to get the results back as a John.
Mm-hmm.
So far it's clear?
Now things are clear to me little by little because I used to just memorize and do one or two stuff. It wasn't clear to me. Now
Yeah.
everything is coming in
So
picture,
this, okay. The main purpose of method is to write a big business logic, whatever the logic you want. So this is also a
Mm-hmm.
logic, right? This is also an operation, adding two numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So they will give two
Mm-hmm.
numbers, you have to add that one and you have to give the results back.
Okay.
So that is a method. So it will do that kind of operation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And here you give the customer ID, I will give the name.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
you give any customer ID, I will give the name. And you give two numbers, I will give the sum of the two numbers.
Okay.
So these are the
Okay.
operations. So these are the business logic actually. You can say maybe this
Business.
one or two line, but it is still it's a business logic. We are in initial
Okay.
stage, so that's what I'm making very simple.
Mm-hmm.
So it's clear, right? These three method example.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
now let me increase. Okay, now I'm going to write one more example. I'm going to write. So inside SRC so far we have one file, correct?
Yes.
One Java file, correct? Now I am going
Yes.
to write one more Java file inside SRC. I can write any number of files. Inside SRC you can
Mm-hmm.
write 1,000 files
Of
also,
course.
correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So we have one Java file. So corresponding dot
Mm-hmm.
class also will be generated automatically. We no need to care. We no need to take care of all those things. Eclipse will take care. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let me right click here and I'm going to write one more Java file. So
Class.
select here class. So then here method example 2. So this is my class name.
Mm-hmm.
And I want this default public static void window just to select and finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So it will generate all those things, the default one, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
this is just a comment. If you don't want, you can delete it. It will not give any difference in the results. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now now what I want to do, I want to write a calculator program. Public,
Mm-hmm.
okay, integer add. So here I want to take, I am expecting integer a comma integer b comma integer c
Mm-hmm.
and integer d equal to a plus
Plus
b
B
plus
plus
c,
C.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Return d.
D. Mm-hmm.
So if you see this method, right, I'm taking three inputs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And what I am doing finally, I'm doing sum of the three variables and I'm
Mm-hmm.
assigning to one variable, and
Mm-hmm.
finally I'm returning it back.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the return type here? Integer, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is clear, right? This example,
Yes.
just we are taking three numbers and we are doing sum and we are returning it back.
Yes. You
So
just
what
have
is
to
the
call
purpose
it
of
from
D?
main.
Just the purpose of D here is just to hold the value for some time temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
The main purpose of variables is to hold the value, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, now let me go to main method. So here integer
In
sum equal to add.
add
I need to
10,
give the
20,
inputs, correct?
30.
10 comma 20 comma 30. So these are my inputs, correct? So
Mm-hmm.
so far it's clear, right?
Yes.
So
Then
but
you
still
do
here
system.
you see the error because it is not a static, correct?
Aesthetic.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that you are not able to call it,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
So say for instance, if you don't want to write here static, the one way to fix is we have to write here static, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to write static, the other way to call this method is we have to create a object. So what
Okay.
is an object? Object means what is the class name here?
Method
Oh,
example 2.
okay. So this is the method example. So this is the class name.
Mm-hmm.
Class name and some variable name. You can give obj equal to new class name. So this is an object. Object means I want to call this method. So I want to call this method by using, so how to call this method? Instead of writing static, so there is another way to call the method is by using object. So now we are going to see what
Mm-hmm.
is an object. Object means
Mm-hmm.
we need to create an object for which class? This class. Why? Because this method is lying under this class, correct?
Yes.
This
Mm-hmm.
class, not class, method. Sorry, under class.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to create an object for the class. How to create a object? Class name, you can give any variable name equal to new class name open bracket close bracket,
Yes.
object creation.
Mm-hmm.
Clear? So
Very
now,
clear. Yes.
yeah, object creation is done. Now we need to
Mm-hmm.
call this method, correct? So how to call it? So we have to use the variable obj
Mm-hmm. OBG.
dot. What is the purpose of object? To call the
The
methods.
method. Mm-hmm.
Did you see here there is no static here? Did you see the static here? There is no static, but still we can able to call
No
the
static.
method by using object reference. So this is a reference actually. So you can use the
Okay.
reference and
Object
you can
reference.
call the method.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because this is not a
So
static method.
the
Yeah.
sorry. So the OBG we can call it object reference.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So you can give any name. It's a name, right? So you can give any name. You can give XYZ, PQR, MNO, any name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So far it's clear. So this is the
So far it's
this is the syntax of object creation. Class name, and you can give any variable name equal to new and again class name, open bracket, close bracket,
Mm-hmm.
and object reference name dot and what method you want to call and give the corresponding input, what it will return integer.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to display the sum. So
So, like you said, the add method is under method example class.
correct, yes, exactly. Under this class, whatever methods is there, you can able to call it just by using this
Uh-huh.
reference. You
Okay.
can write here 100 methods. You can able to call it directly.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, now
So
let me.
every time we call it, we have to go to the main method.
Correct, exactly. Why? Because the program will start executing from main method only.
Main door. Yeah.
It's kind of yeah main door you can say indirectly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now sum is okay. Now let me run it. What you will see? Did you see the output we are getting? 10 plus
Yes.
20 plus 30 is 60. This is correct, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Mm-hmm.
So far, inside this class, how many methods we have? Only one method, correct?
Only one method. Yeah.
Okay, now what I will do, I am going to write one more method.
Mm-hmm.
Get address. So you give the customer ID
Mm-hmm.
and I will give corresponding address. If
Mm-hmm.
customer ID equal to 100, return.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
I cannot say if customer ID equals 100, then sys out Bangalore, India. No.
Yes, you can. If you don't want to return this to them, then you can
Uh-huh.
directly you can write here sys out.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I want to return to the user back.
Okay.
So if you don't want to return it, you can make it here void and
Void.
you can directly you can display sys out here.
Yes. Thanks.
So that is also same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me write it like this only. So like this is out here. So else if you want to check other customer IDs also you can write here like a first
Mm-hmm.
ID 200 then print
Mm-hmm.
here the address is different
Mm-hmm.
like I will write something else here. So this is one different address. If user will give something else, then I want to write here not found. So this is my logic. So if user will give 100, I will display this address. If user will give this, if user will give 200, my address is this one. If user will give something else, I will say
Mm-hmm.
not found.
Mm-hmm. Not found.
Okay, now how to call this method?
But with the help of main method, we have to call it. Mm.
With help of main method, and
Yeah.
inside the main method we have already object
Mm-hmm.
reference, correct? So
Yes.
what is the object reference? Obj dot
Yeah.
what is our method name? Get
Get
address,
address.
correct? Now let me give 200. So this is my input. And see here, I'm not catching any output. Why? Because
This any.
we are not returning any value. Did you see any return statement here?
Mm-hmm.
No, right?
No.
We are not returning any return value, so that's what I am not catching any value here.
No.
Correct? So okay, now let me
Yes.
run it whether we will get the output or not. Did you see first we are calling sum, correct? So it will
Mm-hmm.
execute and it will give the results. The next get address I'm calling and giving the output as a 200. I am getting all street and year, correct?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, now let me give 100. I'm changing the input. So what is the corresponding output we can expect? We can expect Bangalore, India, correct?
Bangalore. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now
Mm-hmm.
what I will do, I'll give some other input. Maybe I will give 400. So what is the output
Mm-hmm.
we can expect?
Not found.
Not found. So this is the basic difference between static methods and non-static methods. Correct?
Okay.
As part
Yes.
of the previous example, we have written all the method is static. So because of
Static.
static, we have not created any object here. Did you see any reference object class?
No. No.
So because we can able to access directly. If it is not a
Okay.
static method, then we have to create object.
Okay.
Otherwise, you are not able to call.
Mm-hmm.
So far, it's clear,
So if
right?
someone,
Yeah.
yes, so if someone asks me, Samira, how do you use methods in your scripting? So I should say most of the time I use with the object creation.
Yes.
Should I say the static way or both?
Yes. So you can say sometime I created static methods and sometime I created, you can say without
Mm.
using static, I created both like static methods and non-static methods also. For time
Oh,
being,
okay,
you
I see.
just you can understand two way we can able to create the object. So, sorry,
Okay,
two
no problem.
ways we can able to access the methods. One is by using object and another one is by using static.
Static.
Okay, so how what is the basic difference? Right now we know only one difference. So if non-static method can able to access only by using object,
New.
static method can be accessed directly.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Static method you can able to
Yes,
access directly. See here.
directly.
Okay, now I will write one more example. So I'm going to create one more class here. Okay, let me. Okay, we'll see this example only. So far here, right, did you see here? So whenever we are calling this method, so we are calling basically two methods, add and get address,
And
correct? We are
get
getting
address.
corresponding output, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now what
Mm-hmm.
I do here, so what is the class name here?
Method example two.
2, correct. So method example 2. Method example 2 is the class name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see here I have written something? So let me, we will see what is this. Yes. So far we have two methods, correct? So this is one method and this is second method, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we are running this program, the first method we are calling and we are displaying the output. And the second method we are calling and we are displaying the output.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let me run the program again back. Did you see in main method how many methods I am calling?
Two.
Only two, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let me run and we will see the output. Yes, did you see now we are getting some third results also.
Method example two.
Yes, method example. So what is this? So why we are not at all calling anything? Did you see we are calling anything?
No.
We are calling only two methods,
Mm-hmm.
add and get address, but
Correct.
still we are getting
Get.
some other unknown results, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this is
Yes,
unknown
that I.
results method example. So what is this? The first in this main method, what we are doing first? What is the first step we are doing here? We are creating
Creating
an
the.
object, correct? So whenever we
Mm-hmm.
are creating an object, what it will do? It will look for the, it's a default construct. This is called as a constructor, and this is called as a method, correct? So this is a method and this is a method, but this is a constructor. So what is the
Oh,
difference between method and constructor? Okay. So if you see the method, right, method must have the return type, correct?
yes.
Whether you were integer or void or string, something you have to specify 100%, correct?
Uh-huh.
If you see this one, did you see any return type here?
No.
There is no return type. So this is called as a
Mm-hmm.
constructor. And the name should be the class name
Same as
always.
last name.
So this is called as a constructor. And when this will be called, whenever you are creating an object,
Mm-hmm.
so this is object creation, right?
Yes.
So that time the constructor will be executed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what you are seeing. The first results as a method example 2.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Methods we are calling explicitly, but constructors we are constructor. This is a example of constructor. Constructor will be called whenever we are creating an object. So that time the constructor will be executed automatically.
Okay.
You got this point?
Yeah, so method example two, I can say this is inside,
Inside class only.
okay,
But the naming conversion is the constructor name is always class name.
yes, that I, yeah, okay, right,
Yes,
right.
the
I got it,
constructor
yes.
name is always class name and there is no
Mm-hmm.
return type. So method
There is
should have
no,
a return type, but constructor should not have any return type.
okay,
And inside this you can write whatever you want.
okay, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so when the constructor will be executed?
At the time of object creation.
Yes, at the time of object creation, so the constructor will be executed. So that's what we are getting three results.
I see.
Got it right? This is the first results because of object creation, and these two because we are calling explicitly from the object reference.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Mm-hmm.
clear, this point?
Yes, but when you say the constructor should be called at the time of object creation, so
Mm.
entire the whole script
Mm-hmm.
at line 7,
At
the
line
object
7.
is created, right?
Yes, at line
Yes.
number 7, the object is creation is happening. So because of that, so this line is giving some output.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yes.
Okay. Now the second question is why we need constructor? We have already methods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why we need constructors? So that is the main question. Now, say for instance, now I am going to declare a variable here. String default name. I have not given any name. Just I declared a variable. Did you see here?
Yes.
I declared a
Yes.
variable. Did you see any value assignment here?
No, you didn't assign any value.
Yes, we have not assigned any value. So
Mm-hmm.
if at all, if you want to assign the value, we can assign here. So initially I declared the variable and after that I have not assigned any value. I assigned the value by using
By
constructor.
using
Inside the
constructor.
constructor I assigned some value.
Uh-huh.
So
Mm-hmm.
the main purpose of constructor is to assign the values for the variables whatever you declared.
Mm-hmm.
So you can declare n number of variables and you can assign the value.
Got it.
Okay. Now after that what I want to do, I want to print the this value. How to access this one? Object reference dot
Check dot.
default name, correct? I can able to
Mm-hmm.
access anything. If you have an object, you can able to access anything, correct? So we are getting a variable. I want to print
Yes.
the value. How to print this value?
Six out.
Sysout, correct? Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
By using object reference, I am printing the value. So
Mm-hmm.
now let me run it. What I will get? Did you see this? The default name is. Let me give the default name is John. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Initially just I declare the variable and the value is assigning by using constructor, correct?
Yes.
This is the default name is John.
Mm. John.
So the main purpose of constructor is to assign the default values
Value.
for the variables.
Mm-hmm.
You can declare here n number of variables and you can assign the values from constructor.
Mm-hmm.
If you not if you didn't assign the value here, just say for instance I commented the value. Did you see this? I
Okay.
commented, right? So now let me run
Mm-hmm.
it. What we will get it. Are you getting any value here?
No. Null.
Because we have not assigned any value.
Okay.
So now you can enable this line
Uh-huh.
and you are assigning some default values for your variables. Then you
Uh-huh.
can call it. So this is the default name, John.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So the main
Yes.
purpose of constructor is to assign the default
Value.
values for the variables, whatever available inside your class.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the basic difference between methods and methods. They will ask in interview, this is very important questions. What is the difference between method and constructor?
Okay.
So method should have,
Return type. Constructor. They don't have return.
constructor don't have. And method name can be anything, but constructor name,
Should be same as class name.
yes. So these are the some of the differences. But still we have some more differences are there. We will see slowly one by one. So far it's
Okay.
clear, right? What is method and what is constructor, how to call a method and what is object.
Yes. It's clear. Yes.
And still we will discuss about, still we have some more points about constructor. We will discuss about as part of next class.
Okay. No
Still
problem.
we have some more points about constructor, so we will discuss as part of next class. It's clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just you can have a
Perfect.
look of this thing. You can create some other classes and you can create your own methods and you can give different
Mm-hmm.
types of inputs and you can give the different results so that you will get more practice.
I will. Okay.
Yeah, you can create your own classes and you can create
Mm-hmm.
some methods and you can maybe you create a calculator class and you can do add,
Mm-hmm.
subtraction, deletion,
Mm-hmm.
divided. You can do all the operations.
Got it. Yes.
Okay,
I'll
then you
do
will
that.
get more experience.
Yep.
If you have any questions or if you have any compilation issues, error issues, then we will discuss as part of next class.
Okay. No
Okay,
problem.
it's clear, right?
Okay.
So what I will do, I will
Yes.
upload this video and these files.
Huh?
Just have a look. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, bye.
Okay. Thank you.
No
Good night.
problem. Yeah, bye.